Hello and welcome everyone to another video, and today we're going to take a look at the team that everyone uses in the Fighting Cup currently, which is Toxicroak, Shadow Poliwrath, and Throh. So yeah, we have Fighting Cup for this week's rotation, which is very underwhelming to say the least, because there isn't that much variation that you can run with it, especially with the fighting dragons out of the way, as well as Buzzwole. You are left with basically Toxicroak as the main Pokemon in this cup, and then when you have Toxicroak, of course you have something that hard beats it in Throh as well, rising up, even though it has access to the ridiculously bad fast move of Zen Headbutt. So this is a very bad mon, but somehow in the Fighting Cup remix it has play simply because it beats Toxicroak as well as the Hisuian Sneasel, because both of them are poison and fighting type, so it's double weak to psychic type moves, which apparently Throh is the only one that has it. So yeah, Fighting Cup in itself is so bad. It doesn't have any variations at all, because when you ban psychic type Pokemons from this cup like Medicham and Galate, what it means is that you are left with mostly monotype fighting types, as well as things that get beaten by fighting types, like for example Scrafty. Scrafty is part dark type, which takes super effective damage from fighting types. Or you have things like Beware, which is part normal type, which also takes super effective from fighting types. Therefore you do not have that much variation in what you can use. And here we have the rare occasion where we have somebody using a Heracross, which we did try to use, but again, Heracross is very underwhelming. It's very squishy. It does not spam as well as I would expect. It has a bait move in Rock Blast, but then again it's only fighting charge move. It's close combat, which means that you will be debuffing yourself after throwing the fighting charge move to take somebody out, because Rock Blast obviously being resisted by the fighting type Pokemons in here. Of course, so right now Niantic has, I think, two monotype cups, Fighting Cup as well as the Psychic Cup. I feel that Psychic Cup in this instance is very much better than the option which is Fighting Cup, because at least Psychic type Pokemons have a wide variety of secondary typing. Like for example, Victini has the fire types, Bronzong has the steel types, and then you have things like Malamar, which has the dark types, as well as Galarian Rapidash, which of course has part fairy, so it has more variation, and they all have a variety of charge moves that you can use. And the Mew ban in the Psychic Cup actually makes it a lot more balanced than people think, whereas here there's really not that much that can beat Toxicroak in this meta other than Throh, or maybe even possibly Shadow Poliwrath with energy hit start and a Scald debuff. That's like a big maybe if we could win that scenario. But instead of going back into the Fighting Cup, which Niantic is doing here with a remix variant, I think that there are a few more potential monotype cups that they could do. Monotype cups in of itself is not that bad. It's just that for Fighting Cup specifically, it leaves a lot to be desired because there isn't that much to begin with. whereas a psychic type, there's a lot of it, like the aforementioned psychic cup. So one of the typings which I feel could be beneficial if it has a monotype cup would be maybe a normal cup. A normal type Pokemon has a wide variety of coverages, like for example Obstagoon has Part Dark, and then you have the normal fighting like Beware, and then also of course you have the normal flying for things such as Noctowl or Pidgeot and things like that, which is quite fascinating and which I think is quite fun. Of course there will be a lot of teams running Vigoroth and Obstagoon because both of those have fighting type moves, and yeah, another one which I think is that could be very interesting would be possibly a ground cup or water cup, because water types also has a variety of secondary typings. There is fighting with Poliwrath, there is the flying with the Pelipper, there is the ghost with the Jellicent, you have the dark with the Crawdon, you of course have the fairies with Azumarill, and then you have poison with Tentacruel. A very mixed bag of variations that we could potentially use. And now to think of it, water cup is could be a lot of fun in terms of team building, which I would highly support if they do it. And yeah, what do you guys think? Is a monotype cup that could be very nice for us to experience other than the fighting cup? The fighting cup is just ridiculously bad. So yeah, let me know down below in the comments which cup do you want to see having a monotype cup after this. Of course we had the flying cup as well, but flying cup will soon just be a Celesteela cup because of the smackdown on a steel type flyer will just be too OP, too oppressive, because others will be super effective against it and there will be nothing that can hard wall it. And then yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. Of course this team, you don't have to have that much effort in terms of team building, but of course it gets incredibly still afterwards because there is not much that you can run other than this. You can't somehow go in with Machoke or Machamp. Machamp I guess has some niche play but still very bad. And then of course you have Lucario. Lucario will not be able to do anything in this meta as well because a lot of fighting types have counter which are super effective against Lucario as well. And yeah, and then here we have like another super boring matchup, which is the Throh mirror match. I'm not even sure why I built a second charge move in here, but I guess it's just for Scratty and Lucario. Oh yeah, and the reason why I'm posting this video, the first is to say how bad it is and just to make my feelings known about it, as well as just pointing out that Open Great League right now, it's a mess. Like, I wasn't so sure how it became this messy because the only thing that got significantly buffed or significantly meaningful changes in GBL this season was just a wing attack buff, and somehow that totally changed how the game is played, how people team build, because now people will try to put more flyers, more anti-flyers in, more lanterns, and the meta is just basically super volatile right now. And that's it from me. Thank you very much everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.